I think I'm back. Well, that certainly stopped the ads. Who knew that it would be a bad idea to put the stop stream button right next to the ad button on my stream deck? Yeah. Oops. Are we back? Can you hear me? Unfortunately, YouTube, I restream won't let me use the same restream key, and so it just ended that stream. So I'm now live on a completely different window on YouTube. So sorry about that, YouTube streamers. So let's see. I can do. Let me duplicate that tab. Move you over here. And go see a brand new live stream that I've created because that's really cool, right? Okay, that is live and that is working. All right, sorry about that, everybody. I will change that right now. Where should I put the go live or not? I should move that one farther left and then delete something so I have a gap. All right, so I want you to just delete. You move over there, and now I have a gap there. So now I can't accidentally fat finger my stream deck and turn off the stream. That's, that's a cool feature that I had. All right, so we're back. I guess that's another way of handling the ads is just stopping the stream temporarily for a couple minutes. Yeah, I had to Restream's key unfortunately doesn't work. Like the second that the stream ended, that specific key that I was using is like, that's gone. You have to go generate a new key and use it. It's like, oh, cool. Well, that makes for a not fast recovery. All right, so what were we doing? What was happening here? We were Are we oh, I was thinking about creating a config for these objects, but I'm might be a good idea for us to add that in. Like we have a lot of numbers and other things. So let's go ahead and create. So on in source, let's just do like a config.rs. Now, when I create this, I probably want to hand it into the main library. You wouldn't create a single config file, but rather split up the systems. So, okay, before we do this then, let's think about what we're doing. Now I have the systems like this. You're thinking about splitting up the systems. I could do both, right? What I'm thinking of initially is removing all of the magic numbers. Like right here, we have this, where we have this, when I create the ship mesh, I splat 50 for the mesh, which is just the size. I'm scaling up the ship size by 50 or whatever that number is. And so if I want to move that around to somewhere, if I want to like change that, I have to go to this file, go to this line, and then update that specific single thing. Also, when I eventually do collision, having the size would be nice to reference somewhere. Although that might end up being just a component. Component add to the ship. What are you thinking of? Are you thinking of I'm not even sure how I want to spread these out. You put that in as a constant file for the ship player, but you can put them all centrally if you prefer. Yeah, I'm going back and forth on like mentally how I want to do this because I have the ship player. I guess another question, should each system have its own file. I've been putting them all into one file right now because I'm not really sure organization, like how I want to organize this. And we can definitely just put them all into one file. I don't think Rust is not going to care if it's one file or one file, multiple files grouped together. I'm not sure. And I can see benefits to one file, as in, it's easier to find things, but also it's a lot more files now. And then I can just do what you're saying, put all the magic numbers for those things in the one file. You'd handle the ship and bullet separately and then split up the other systems within those. Oh. Well, okay, so what about when we have asteroids? Would asteroids get its own file? Because then there's shared things, like update positions is for both the ship and bullets. Like it does both. Shared systems would live in a shared module. Okay. So we can have basically then it's all right. So let's try that. Let's try organizing that way and sort of see how we feel about it. So we're going to start with I'm going to write, or I guess new. Well, and the other thing that I'm considering about is like, what if I just go to one file per system? Now the systems are fairly short, but it's the same principle, right? Just too many lines in a file. And so like we're trying to break this up. What are the different strategies for breaking them up? There's a lot, right? Find it easier to tab between files rather than scroll and need to look for something specific. Yeah, I get you. I think I'm at that point with the components with the systems right now. Now, if I do something like I want write source. Okay, so I probably want to create a systems folder. So maybe this will be easier over here. Let's go into source. Let's make dir or I guess we'll take a systems. Let's move the previous systems.rs to here as mod.rs. I'm a fan more of doing the mod.rs as opposed to having a name of a folder and the same name of the folder with a file. Like Rust will allow you to do both of them. I prefer this. I like to look inside of the folder for like the index or whatever, like the root of that, whatever inside of it. I feel weird having two things named the same except one is a folder and one is a .rs. That feels weird to me. Okay, and then inside of here, if I have a touch ship.rs, bullet.rs, and now when they're open up here, I just see ship. So probably what I really want is like ship systems. Bullet systems. Clippy will tell you off for having foo.rs inside of foo. Well, yeah, so that definitely is the worst, right? But usually there's two ways of doing it. You can have a folder and then on the same level as the folder, another name with the same name as the folder .rs. So that's one way. And then the alternate way to that one would be folder, and then inside the folder, mod.rs. So you have a bunch of mod.rs, which is unfortunate because I kind of, like when I have like 25 mod.rs open, that makes it really hard to sort of understand. But when I look, like when I do a tree view of the file structure, I also really don't like having two things named the same at the same level here too. Like it doesn't, I'm not happy no matter what. Like I feel that something needs to change to make me happy with the folder module structure with Rust. Okay, and then we have shared systems until we decide to completely get rid of this and then go move on to something else. You feel like with my setup, the external file would be better. You mean like the config, like the single config.rs? Ah, okay. Well, we have a config.rs, so we can update and we'll use that. But for right now, let's go ahead and move the systems into their appropriate spots. Now, what's a camera? Like spawn camera is not a shared component, and it's not a ship, and it's not a bullet. Should it get its own? It probably should get its own file too, right? Because like if we open up, I guess in this case it's now mod. Oh, and I've broken everything, haven't I? So you need to be, okay, so in lib, okay, so it's mod systems is fine. Use systems like that. Oh, actually, no, wait, I haven't broken everything yet. You would probably take it a step further and create multiple plugins. Oh, plugins, yeah. It did mention that in the documentation that we can create multiple plugins to do that. When I create a camera so when I create a plugin that has the camera system in it, and you would group related systems by plugin. Oh, interesting. I could, now, if you have a plugin, we can play around with this. So the sort of like the question for myself to answer here is, if I have a plugin and I put a bunch of entities with their components in that plugin, will a system be able to grab things across plugins? Like if I have a plugin for the bullets and a plugin for the ship, and then let's say another plugin for the asteroids, and I want to then compare asteroids to ships, that's across two different plugins. Will that work? It makes it harder to order the systems too. I don't know if we're going to care about the order of the systems in this specific case. Now, this might be too simple of a game to try to force that complex of a organizational system. But I could also imagine where if you have like a game with different sub games in it, different other little parts of it, those would probably all make good plugins to do. Okay, a plugin that handles timed out entities, for example. So yeah, that'd be like the bullets, like to time out the bullets, which is just a single system. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I would have to play with it a little bit before I jump in and decide I like it or not. Okay, so let's go into systems here. So I'm going to skip all the uses. And we're instead going to jump onto, okay, so we have our ship color ID. So this is all ship stuff, right? So I want you. And we're going to go into ship systems and start pasting you in here. Now camera. Camera is, now you were saying like do a plugin type thing, but if I don't do the plugins right now, where am I going to put this? I guess it should have its own file then, right? Like camera system. So touch camera systems. And even though it's just one thing, that's fine. So add camera, delete you, move over into camera systems, paste you in here. Let's add you in. Let's you need to add that in. Okay, so what else do we have? You need to be saved. Yeah. You're gonna be upset. And then the old systems, sure, we'll save you as we're going along. Oh, wait. I did not mean to save that. Okay, hold on. I need a buffer close, and now remove the systems. Now I have two. Yeah, that's going to be confusing. Okay, so we're in mod. We just did, this is the uses, right? So add player. So this would be the ship one. And change thruster colors is a ship related one. Update positions is shared. Okay, so if I delete you, head over to ship session. Add player. Okay, so we're good to go here. Update positions. We're gonna put this into shared. Rotate ship is obviously rotate, input rotate ship. We could have input systems too as like their own file. Input thrust ship. Input firing is technically the ship is firing, and that creates a bullet. Apply thrust is anything that has a thrust, which right now is ship only. Apply velocity is shared. So take you. Ship. Let's go ahead and put you here. Okay, velocity, wraparound entities is going to be shared. Fire bullet is obviously going to be in bullet. Delete expired bullets goes in bullet. Okay, so now if we head back into mod, you're upset because I have a bunch of, actually you're the least upset of all my stuff, right? Like you have a bunch of warnings, but you have no errors. Everything else has tons of errors. Another example is that it would handle rendering separately. The logic for thrust would add a marker component, and the rendering system would alter the display based upon that. The logic for thrust would add a marker component. I mean, it's pretty much like anything that has a thrust, right? I guess, like, for example, if I wanted to add in a special missile type of ammunition that you used instead of a normal bullet, then that would have a thrust too. I mean, we're not doing that, so that maybe it's a bad example because I don't necessarily have that. But if we added a UFO, I don't know. I don't know if those are good or bad examples because I don't have any plans to implement them, but also like thinking about like how I would implement them are interesting. And what we really want to do is we want to write this in a simple way that's extendable and expandable, but also not over-engineered. Like we want that nice balance. And so we could do rendering separately as well. Wait, but rendering is, I don't have any rendering type stuff. I just have update position type things, which are not, I mean, is that rendering? That kind of is rendering, but I'm not doing the rendering myself. I'm updating for display, if that makes sense. Let's fix all the errors before we go into anything else. Okay, so module for file systems found at both. Okay, yeah, so you're going to be fine. Wait, didn't I remove systems? I removed systems.rs here. I got rid of systems here. So shouldn't you be fine? We're going to restart LSP. I guess like to me, over time, I sort of like feel that I might just break. Like, I don't know. I go back and forth so much on different ways to organize systems together that sometimes I might feel like I just should just separate out each system to its own file. What did I do before? What did I do in the course or last time I used ECS? Did I do one per file? Or all in one file? I don't remember anymore. Okay. Config, you're not included in. Camera systems, you're not included in. Okay. I'll mod that. Okay, mod.rs. What? No. Mod.rs, you're included in, right? Okay, I didn't accidentally include you in there. In lib, mod systems should grab the mod from systems. Yeah, okay. Like if I go there. Oh, wait. Did I? Did I delete everything else? Now I'm confused. Where is that mod? Oh, okay, so it created. Wait, I still have a systems here. Wait a second. I thought wait. Your systems? And your mod. Okay. Buffer close all. You're all being closed. Sure. I don't care about you. Your buffer close all bang. You bat systems. Okay, you're just those mods, and then okay, so I want to remove systems.rs. Then I want to open up, let's say, bullet systems, and restart out. Oh, LSP exited immediately. What? Oh, that was the that was our failed attempt to add in Clippy, wasn't it? Mohan, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so this is not included. So if I do a pubmod bullet systems, that updated mod.rs. That's what we wanted to see. Perfect. Okay, so add you all. Okay, I might as well just go to mod. Okay, so we have pubmod bullet systems. We have pubmod camera systems, pubmod shared systems, pubmod ship systems. Okay. We'll also go to library and we'll do a pubmod config. So every file is now added into the system. And now we have errors errors everywhere. Okay, so I have use systems. Oh, see, yeah, now you're gonna be happy. So what I really want to do is something like use systems, like bullet systems star, camera system star. Oh, can I just? Oh, wait, no. I think I make this a little bit better. So if I go back to systems star like this, and in systems mod, I can do pubmod bullet systems. Would it be something like pub use? Pub use? Or how do I do the star with this one on this side? It's pub use bullet systems star? Something like that. Does that re-export? It's like change thruster colors is a ship one, right? Pub use ship systems star. Yep, that did it. Okay. Pub use shared systems star. Pub use camera systems star. Okay. Live.rs, the trait bound function error, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so add systems, add player, add camera. Ooh, why didn't that find that? Okay, do this without stopping the stream this time. Okay, so use systems. Okay, so app add systems required by a bound introduced by this call. Oh, I was hoping that this would find it. Now, if I, oh, no code actions available for that one. Okay, so if I take you away and I say, hey, code action, import is that, and then you're fine. Oh, I was kind of hoping, oh, wait. Now why are you upset? What did I do? Okay, so ship systems, add ship. Oh, it's because you have errors in here. I have to fix all the errors. Yeah, it's an import error in one of the other files. That's something that I don't like about the error messages in Rust, is that sometimes it gives me errors that it doesn't tell me where the errors are. And it's something where you're going to have that same problem in other languages, but because the bar is so much higher in Rust for error messages, it becomes something that I think is valid to complain about here. Whereas I won't complain about that in another language. which is interesting. Okay, so let's import. You know what would be really nice if they added in? If I could import everything. I think this is a asset handle, not a trace. Yeah, so asset handle, color material. Okay, import you. Now just a bunch of this over and over and over again. Import you. It's okay, so I guess it's only 2 keystrokes to do that D for the previous, like the next or previous problem, or I have to do space D enter. One of those two. Most of it should be in a prelude. Yeah, we didn't add the prelude in, so I can actually just do this. Let's bring in the prelude. And then that should handle most of it, but like not that. Not all my components. Ooh, it didn't get this one. Okay. Okay, so no more errors, no more warnings in here. So next up, you. I need to skip the library until we're done with it, until I'm done with everything else. Okay, bullet systems is next. So let's do use Bevy. Let's also just use create components *2. I think that's gonna like take care of a majority of these. Yeah, we only have 2 left, which are either custom structs or I think we have a trait, right? Nope, just 2 of these structs. Cool. Okay. Camera system is next. And then we only have 1 main camera, so I'm just going to bring that in on its own. Okay. So that is happy. Okay, so then we have mod. But then mod is just another thing. Okay, so we have shared systems. And that was everything in this file. Okay. Okay, so we have mod and then library. Okay, so mod is next. So I bring those in. Okay, so pub use bullet systems. Remove the whole use item. Remove all the unused imports. I mean, I'm not using any of these. I probably could just drop down, remove everything. And then we're good to go. Okay. All right. Finally, library. You're upset. Unmerge use of ECS. Sure. Go ahead and do that. Wait, why? You don't know how to. Okay. There's no code action for that made any sense. You cannot find value. Okay, so import systems, change thruster colors. Now, if I tried to import systems star, would that make all that go away? So if I just do that, kind of apply velocity and wrap around entities. So apply velocities, that's a pub use shared systems. That'd be both of them. Fire bullet is the bullet systems. Oh, and chain. I need to probably use Bevy Prelude for this. Yeah, there we go. And no more errors. You'd probably avoid the imports and use create systems ship rotate as the as qualify them all the time. Yeah, that probably would be a good idea. I just finished getting this all working though, so let's double check it and make sure it runs. Okay, things are working as they previously were. I can move around. I can fire bullets. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, so you're thinking of switching everything to qualified names, especially for the crate ones. I can see doing something like that. We can try that. So for library, what would that be is, at least for the systems, we can remove the use systems here. And then you're going to be upset and look at the first one and we're going to say qualify as and just do this. A macro would be nice here. Okay, there we go. So we have systems. Now, you were suggesting systems. Oh, okay. So hold on. I didn't do that right. I wanted. Okay, so hold on. Let me undo that. Because first, what we're going to really do is remove these here. And now qualify, and it goes to the appropriate thing. So now I can qualify. Now we do the same thing over again. But now it has which system it's coming from too. which will make it a little bit easier to see in the future. I wonder if I could I wonder if I could have multi-cursored that. All right, so no warnings, no errors. Everything should work just fine and the way we expected it to. So that's good. Oh, font. What font am I running right now? It's a good question. Oh, right. It's the new TAML file. Oh, and I actually have this as a separate one here. So I'm running iOS Yeah, I need to finish that bot. But I decided that I wanted to run with this thing first. I have some ideas for the bot that I want to basically do a little bit of a rewrite with that, maybe like a little bit of a refactor or something, and then add that in with a front end or at least play around with a front end in what is ToggleBits UI called? I just like my mind just kept on going to Alacrity, and that's definitely not it. I basically want to like integrate it into there and see if we can have like a dashboard to like display what's going on, things are going with there, the manager, and that would be really nice. And technically, I had it working before, but then I broke it with the. Oh no, I broke it with the restartings. But Ibinks, did this answer your question? Also, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so we've just done the same refactor like 3 times, but that's cool. That's that's what we programmers do all the time, right? So we have everything working as long as you ignore the name of the game, then we have a working system, right? It's like we have a ship, we can rotate the ship, we can fly around, and we can fire bullets. The bullets last for a limited amount of time. We can only have 3 of them at a time before they die. And we can even see when we're thrusting with a little red thruster, which I have no idea how easy that is for you to see on the red against the dark. So I suppose that we should add the namesake of the game in and add some asteroids. Probably a good idea for a game named Asteroids, right? So we can start with circles, but I want to learn how to create this sort of jaggedy line ones. And the last time we created this with GGEZ, there was like an interesting function we can do when creating a mesh that allowed us to sort of like do random numbers around and just create a sort of like a line. I think that's what we want to do. All right, so it's going to be its own thing. So we probably want an asteroids file for this, like an asteroid systems file, because there's going to be a bunch of different stuff for it. So let's go ahead and create a new one. So we're going to go systems, asteroid systems. And we're going to start with a pub function, create asteroid. Now, I want so I want just to create asteroid, and we're might need to run. So this is gonna be interesting. So I might want to like have a create asteroid function, but like maybe I want like spawn asteroids for the level or something like that. I don't even know if we're gonna go as far as to have levels or just like we just spawn a bunch of asteroids and you go until they're all dead and then we're done, right? Generally speaking, there's like a level system, right? Where like as soon as you kill the last asteroid, new ones spawn in and then the difficulty increases, something like that. So do spawn asteroids as the name for this. We are going to need command. So what is this? Mute commands, which is commands. I think it is commands, right? Something like that. Yeah, because it's commands.spawn. Okay, yeah. So it's commands.spawn. That'll be fine. Also, didn't get saved. Okay, so asteroid systems. Okay, so we have commands like that. We need assets. And so we can go in and take a look at the ship systems and see what we need here. So an add player, yeah, we need materials and we need meshes as well. And we might as well Bevy Prelude and only bring in what we really need to. Okay, so we have our commands, we have materials, and we have our meshes. So we need to create a new material, essentially. And we're going to have a position. So let's do, I guess, our mesh, as it were. So our asteroid mesh is going to be what? It's going to be this material mesh 2D bundle. So if I just copy you, material mesh 2D bundle, meshes add. Okay, so this is a triangle 2D. Let's start with a circle. Material, this can be, what is it? Colors. Oh, right. There's the antique white. So antique white. Antique white. Transform. Let's, they'll all be the same size right now. We'll do 50. I mean, they should start like 150, right? Bigger, like significantly bigger than the ship. I would imagine. Okay, so we have our mesh like you. We need to import you. Okay. Mismatch types. Oh, we have to into you. Oh, right. It's a handle. I forgot. It's a handle. Okay. So we're going to do a handle. I think it's a handle new. Is that what I did before? I mean, I didn't really do a handle new on that one. Okay, this was like a meshes add for the mesh. Like no, the other stuff wasn't really all that helpful. Oh, what did I do in the const? Okay, that's weak from. Oh, it's materials. It's materials add. That's what it was. Materials add. And that generates a handle for me. So materials add, and then we do our color. So our color antique white, and I potentially need to do an into on that, but I don't think so. Then we do a transform that adds it in here. So if I just do a spawn, I think it'll actually show up, right? So if I do command spawn, and we'll just add our mesh in here. Rocky, hello. How are you doing today? Love from India. Well, thank you for that. I hope your day is going pretty good. Okay, so if we run you now, right, that won't show the circle. Wait, so what am I doing for this the drawing? The drawing is automatic, right? As long as it has. Oh, you know what? You know what would be really helpful? To add the spawn asteroid system into the into our systems here. So if I do systems, asteroid systems, spawn asteroids, that would be, I think, helpful. That just a guess. Okay, so we have a circle. It's bigger than the ship. That's good, right? That's about the size of an asteroid. We can maybe go even a little bit bigger. And I want it to not be filled. So we want to not fill it and just be an outline. That's the next thing. I want it to not be filled. So now I have this materials add, color antique white. Is there anything more on that? Like, how do I do an outline? It's well, it's not a okay. So I don't do a fill like you. Is it really materials like that? The mesh is you, circle default. I don't have like, okay, so there's like a reflect and some other interesting things like path. But I think those are more like specific to that. Now, if I do circle, do you have anything in here for me? I don't think so. Now, we have the transform. What else do we have in here? What can I... Yeah, so what can I add in? So we have a global transform, visibility. Oh, that's it? Okay. All right, so material mesh 2D bundle. We need to go take a look at that. I could have gone directly into the documentation from there. That would probably wouldn't be good. Oh, and also we have this book. This book probably could help too with a maybe fill. One search result for fill outline. Mesh. Would it be materials maybe? I guess I'm not sure of the words to use to search for this. Okay, so there is the material mesh 2D bundle, and I think that's what I'm gonna want. Okay, look up mesh new. Oh, so instead of what I was doing there. Okay, so let's take a look at mesh, and then new inside of here, right? Primitive topology, and then we have an asset usage. Constructs a new mesh, you need to provide a primitive topology so that the renderer knows how to treat the vertex data. Most of the time, this will be primitive topology triangle list. Wait. What about asset usage? You skipped that. The example at the very top. Okay. Create a simple parallelogram. So mesh new, primitive topology triangle list, render asset usage as default, add 4 vertices, each with its own position attribute coordinate and 3D space for each of the corners of the parallelogram. So with inserted attribute, mesh attribute position. Okay. Assign a UV coordinate to each vertex. Assign normals, point everything outwards. Interesting. After defining all the vertices and their attributes, build each triangle using the indices of the vertices that make it up in a counterclockwise order. Okay, so now if I just take this entire thing, so I'm not usually big on copying and pasting code. I'm going to do this as an example, and then we're going to break it out separately. So if I just throw this down here, we're going to use this as reference in here. Or rather, we're probably going to, you know what, let's do both of them. So I'll copy you. That gets us you. Okay, we're going to create a new mesh. Oh, wait. You create a simple mesh. Okay, never mind. This will be fine. So meshes add. This will be create simple parallelogram, which creates the mesh. Okay, that's great. You're not part of... Okay, you're not part of the preload. All right, I accidentally qualified, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so no errors, and then we'll see if this creates a parallelogram that's see-through rather than a circle that's not see-through. So, or at least it's a starting point. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so it's Interesting. So it's not centered based, which is kind of what I would have expected it to be, is over here. But I didn't really pay that much attention to the numbers. So that's interesting. And it is a parallelogram, but it's not see-through. So now if we go, was there an example in new that we like that we wanted to look at? Okay, that is controlled by material. Oh, so the mesh is not what I care about. It's the material that I care about. Oh, okay. So hold on. So materials, assets, and then now there's color material, but I wonder if that's what I really want or if it's a different thing altogether. No. Don't go up there. Material. Wait a second. Don't look for every. Huh, that searches across all the things? I've got the wrong search. Material. So we have alpha mode, whether or not it's see-through or not. Okay, so we have a custom material, which has a color and a color texture. I don't think those are really helpful for me yet. Set the alpha on the color material. Interesting. Okay, so I can set the alpha on the defaults to alpha mode opaque. Okay, so color material, would it be something like alpha? How do I set? It's alpha mode. Okay, so I have a color material. I want to create a new from that. So let's see. Let material equals. Oh, would it be color? So like. Did I see alpha for a second? Yeah, after, okay, so after antique white. Oh, there's no, okay, so I can't do as alpha there. Okay, so we need to go into color and find color. Where is this from? Is this prelude? Oh, this is prelude color. Okay, so there's fields alpha. I would imagine, is there a function for alpha? Method. Okay, so methods. Is there like a set A? So there's a get A, set A. Okay. Okay. Which I probably need to do this separately then, right? So our color, so our mute color is gonna be color antique white. We're gonna take the color and set A. And let's try 0. Now, if we do that, are you going to be invisible? Yes. It's just invisible. With A. Oh. Okay. So there is a with A. Oh, nice. Yeah, I do remember seeing the with A on some of the other things too. Okay, so that's the... Oh, but there's no with A here. There's with default. Okay, hold on. Where's with? So with A returns this color with a new alpha value. Okay. So I can create a color and then do with A. And it does take a self in. So yeah, I should be able to do a with. Oh, there it is. With A 0 dot. Oh, which means I can do it all online. Yeah, you're right. I did use the colon, but it's not a colon, it's a dot, because what we have here is like, okay, so we have the module, we have the constant or the thing that we're going for, and then that creates it, and now it's an instance of it. So now dot to get the thing with, you get the methods with the self in it, and then with A, which I can see definitely being confusing. Right, no, we don't need this to be mutable anymore. Okay, so we create a color with an alpha 0, but it's invisible. So we need a border. I need a border. Is there a border? Border. Okay. Border color. There's no border on there. Would it be... There's no border on the parallelogram. Oh, yeah. There's no border on a mesh. Would it be in here? So I have with inserted attribute, attribute normal. What are these? Okay, so attribute normal is probably fine for that. Yeah. So if we think about like what the game of Asteroids is, it's just the border of the asteroid and then completely see through on the interior of that. So I basically don't want any material on the inside of it and just the outline of it. That's what I would like the most. Because that's how the OG game worked. Okay, so outline. You didn't do that for the ships. You didn't realize that was what you were aiming for. Is that how does the ship work? I forget. I forget how the ship works. Hold on. Like, to me, it kind of feels right for the ship to not be bordered, to be filled in. But I could see both. I could see both ways. I'm also trying to remember the last time that we created asteroids. I think I did filled in ship too, right? Didn't I? Maybe, possibly, perhaps. All right. Playable. Atari Vault. Let's go ahead and get you going. Vivax, hello. Hey, hey. How are you doing today? Your first Bevy game was Asteroids 2. Nice. All right, Asteroids. Oh, you're right. It is. I can see right now. It is not. Start. Start. Yeah, that's a not see-through either for this. Okay, that is good to know. I don't know if I care that much. I guess it either wouldn't be. I'm okay with not making it see-through because then I can ignore the fact that my bullets spawn in the middle of the ship. So I'm gonna say, like, business decision. The ship has a paint job. That's it. The ship is painted antique white. The asteroids, however, I do believe they should be see-through because they can kind of move through each other, and you should be able to see. It will make them a little bit clearer to sort of see where they all are. So I like the idea of the asteroids being just an outline. Now, how would I find that? Maybe outline? Oh. The outline component adds an outline usage. How did I see this as usage? The outline component adds an outline outside the edge of a UI node. Outlines do not take up space in the layout. To add an outline to a UI node, you can spawn a node bundle outline tuple bundle. Okay, so command spawn node bundle. Oh, interesting. Style, okay, with height. Okay, so it's next to this. So it's just outline. Oh, is this for UI? Oh, of a UI node. You're right. You're right. How would I do an... Oh, would it just be a line? Maybe I just want a series of lines. You came 34th overall, but 17th in gameplay, sounds, and aesthetics. Really tanked your score out of 82 submissions. Oh, so not only was it your first time using Bevy and creating asteroids, you also submitted it to a competition, like a game jam or something. That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Oh, that was a different game. Okay, never mind. I must have missed your other message. I only have 4 lines on my screen, so it's really easy for me to miss messages. Okay, you're right. I did. So I saw my first Bevy game was Asteroids, and then the next thing I saw was the Cayman 34th. I really want to do more game dev. I have tried game jams. I've only ever completed one. It was fun though. Yeah, game jams are fun. I feel like I don't have time / energy right now to do them, but maybe someday I'll be able to do them again, which would be great. Okay, I don't want to create a 3D line. An infinite line along a direction. I don't know if I want that. I want lines. Do I want points? Like lines or points, maybe. Oh, there's also Gizmo's line 2D. I might want the Bevy prototype Lion. I don't see a Lion. We could go to. Oh, it's a third-party crate. Oh, third-party crate. Okay, hold on. So what is this? Bevy prototype Lion. Draw 2D shapes and paths in a Bevy game engine. Oh, so this makes it easier. Well, that's cool. Currently, Bevy does not support drawing custom shapes in an easy way. This crate uses a variation of Bevy's sprite bundle, which with custom message to draw shapes. The Lion crate is used to generate those custom mesh. Okay, so add Bevy prototype Lion. Then you can start by drawing simple shapes. Okay, so if I want shape bundle, geometry builder, build as. Nice. Okay. We can try it out. Give it a shot. All right, so let's add this in. No features. That's nice. Okay, so spawn the asteroids. Now, if I want, we're going to start with a circle. So my shape, okay, so shapes comes from, I assume, Bevy prototype Lion. Okay, so use Bevy. Nope. Stop. Go away. I need to restart so it sees the new thing. Any second? You're not sure if it solves the outline thing though? Let's see. So use Bevy prototype Lion prelude. Okay, so I want a shape's regular polygon or something like that. So if I just do U, I want let shape equals shapes Why are you upset with that? Hold on. Let me try this up here. Not in there. Let shape equals. Huh, it doesn't see shapes. Oh, shapes is lower. Oh, lowercase. Okay, I see. There we go. Okay, so shapes. So we'll start with a circle. So, oh, circle. Right, so if I have a radius of something like 150, and then we have the center, which is a vec2, We'll just do 0 dot and 0 dot. Now is there, okay, so command spawn, fill, color, stroke, stroke, yeah, stroke and fill. Stroke and fill. So when I do command spawn, that feels different. So command spawn, oh, it was here. So command spawn, we have the mesh. And then the fill. So fill, is there going to be none in here? So I probably don't want to fill at all. So I probably want a stroke. Stroke new. And then we're going to do a color. I probably want color, right? Do antique white. Line width, we'll do like 2. So if I do something like that, we have our shape circle. So I don't want this color anymore. So now material, okay, so I don't need that material anymore. So spawn is going to be a shape bundle. Geometry builder, build as shape. That's weird. What do I do with the, oh, I'm passing in this shape to a geometry builder build. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. I think we're gonna use spawn. So instead of that, we're gonna use geometry builder. Build as a reference to shape. Okay, so do that. No errors. The shape bundle has a spatial bundle with a transform. Oh. Oh, right. I was supposed to do this in a shape bundle, right? Yeah. Shape bundle. Oops. Shape bundle. So shape bundle has a path. And the path is this entire thing. And then we do default. And then stroke in here. Okay. Sometimes libraries do feel like they have some strange APIs, but I'm sure they have their reasons. I found that it's usually just communication or like people's thinking style, right? It's almost like it's, oh, what is the law called? Conway's Law. It's like Conway's Law, but like with a smaller group of people. Like Conway's Law for like one person. No Demon, hello. How are you doing today? Like I would love to do shape.into instead. Actually, never checked if that works. We can try it. So let's first get it working according to their example and see if that works. So we have some warnings. We don't need to add that again. Cargo run. We have no warnings. We have no errors. We have several warnings. We have no errors. So maybe it will just work. Maybe, possibly. I also should be compiling it with their suggestion to make it run faster. That would be nice, or at least compile faster. But I've not been doing that. Now this is pretty interesting. I don't remember this before, where it showed. I guess this is threading all the different builds that are happening. So they're trying to run a little bit more concurrently, or is it processes? Bevy opted in for modular, so some stuff are often feel so generic. Yeah, it does feel like that quite a bit, which I think once they have a GUI editor, it won't feel quite as bad because you can abstract, like it'll be a lot even more abstracted away than it is right now. Okay, so we have you, but I have no shape. So there is no circle. And yeah, so that did not work the way we expected it to work. Do did I add the plugin? Well, I add so spawn asteroids is being used here. So I have spawn asteroids being brought in. What plugin do I need to use on top of that? The shape plugin. Hold on, let me see if I can. Yeah, wait, did I get it? I tried to snooze the ad, but I may have missed it by a second. If the ads start, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break because I need to go use the restroom. So I don't know. We got ads going and not going at the same time. I have no idea. It's just said ads starting soon, and I clicked the button, but I don't know. I may have frozen Twitch's interface too by trying to do that. Okay, so I need to do these. I need to add plugin shape plugin and default plugins. Okay, so I need to add in these two, right? Nope. Okay, ad break started. It finally figured it out. All right, I'm gonna take just shape. You have default. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, no, I clearly I have those. Otherwise, it wouldn't work at all. I will be right back. All right. Let's see. Okay, we need to add in the shape plugin to the plugins. And then hopefully that'll work. So that's going to be in the main library. We have add systems. Yeah, so we have add plugins, default plugins game. And so I want to maybe after the default plugins, before the game plugin, we're going to have the shape plugin like that. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we have. Okay, that is significantly easier finding than what the other one had. What it was default with Bevy. You know what I have been putting off forever, but also told to myself I need to get done every time I start a project? Project templates. I keep wanting to have them whenever I start a new project, but I also don't want to stop doing the new project to set them up, and then I forget. I think I should take today to just set up a bunch of quality of life stuff, Zealous templates, project templates. Yeah, those are the type of things that we did that at one point in time. I mean, if we do stuff a lot, then the template is so nice. I tend to at work specifically, if there's like a team-based thing, try to set up templates way more often. So that way each like group of people that are working on something starts from a similar base, because otherwise you're going to get something that's set up very differently. But if we all start on the same base, it's going to continue to like start with the same thing. So that way, like, you know, the same, well, if it's a web project, like the same, like pretty RC, you know, things like that. So normal stuff. You keep opening other projects to copy configs over. Yeah, that is a sign. That is a sign. Okay, so we have a really gigantic asteroid here, and we have our line and our outline of it. That was really easy to make. And so now if I want to make this be a more asteroidy, what can we do? So I want it not to be a regular polygon, but maybe there's shapes that we can just sort of use. So instead of circle, let's see what else we have. So we have ellipse, line, maybe polygon. Regular polygon. Oh, and an SVG path, shape path. No, I don't think I want that. So there's regular polygon and then there's polygon. Okay, let's try. Do I just want polygon, not regular polygon? This doesn't. Their sort of like doc string doesn't say anything beyond the title, like the name of the struct, which is unfortunate. Okay, so if I do polygon, regular is like a square, hexagon. Oh, okay. Polygon is a pure list of paths. So, there it is. Okay, so points and then closed. So closed is going to be, I assume, a Boolean. So we're going to say true. Points is a vec of vec2s. Okay. So we're going to have a vec and then vec2s, right? So vec2 and then x and y. So let's say We're eventually going to probably create another function to do this for us, but to create just like a single one that's sort of like irregular and not using any randomness whatsoever, let's say like we start by going up, because 0, 0 is going to be in the center of us, right? So if I start with up of, like, we're starting with 0, and then we do up is actually positive in Bevy. So we're going to do something like 2.3, let's say. And then I kind of want the idea of like maybe a point here, a point at halfway, a point at right, a point at down, and then they're sort of like at different places. So what would that be? That would be, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 of them. With the second one, it'd be, we have a random X and a random Y. So maybe we have something like a 1.3 and a like 2.7. Then to the right, maybe we have like a 2.4, 1.2. Then like a kind of want one that's like a really small, like 0.5, 0.3. So close to the center. We could do one that's really big, like 2.9, 3.3. I don't know if these should be between 0 and 1 or not right now. We're just sort of making that up as we go along. We could just do 1.0, 2.0, 0.9, and 2.3, whatever. We just start, finish there. Okay, so we do that, close true, and everything else remains the same. You're unhappy because I have 2 dots. Okay, so let's try this. What you did for your generator was just walk around the circle in fixed angles and then pick a random radius for that point. That's probably would be a better idea. Is this too big or is this too small? Too small. Significantly too small. However, it's right there. So it was under the ship. That didn't look too bad. That looks kind of weird, but significantly too small. So can I scale that up? So can I take the shape? There's no scale there. Build as, is there a scale here? So like a width scale? Okay, nothing to do in there. Shape bundle. Okay, so I think I need to increase this here. Now we could bring in rand and just start using random stuff right now. Yeah, just fixing the points is probably the best thing to do. So let's do that. Let's bring in random. Let's also go ahead and create an asteroid, like so. Function create asteroid shape. Now we know we're gonna have different sizes, right? So we're gonna have like a scale of an F-32 to come in, and because we're gonna have like large, normal, small, something like that, like with three hits. And you're going to return a polygon, just like that. Okay, so that's what we're going to return. We get our shape equals create asteroid shape. And our scale, let's do we'll probably do something like 2 dot, 1 dot, 0.5 dot, something like that. But those are things we can play around with. Why are you not happy with this? Oh, missing generics. Wait, why is there a generic? Is it Polygon 2D that I want? I saw that. That was a thing. Oh, polyline. Oh. Okay, there's polygon with a generic. Oh, wait. Can I just give this a generic trait? Like wait, remove the generics. Okay. Hold on. Wait. Did I just not save? I must not have saved. That's weird. Okay, and then we're gonna bring in rand. And I don't think I need anything special with rand. So I don't think I need any of those. And then we'll restart you. Name conflicts. I auto imported over whatever. Oh, interesting. I don't. Hi. I didn't think I did that, but where's my polygon? Shape self polygon. Okay. I guess it's fine now though. Unused import fill and prelude. Huh. Okay, so we have you. So how am I going to do this? I want to generate a rand. So if we have like a normal, we were going to want to do this a bunch of times, aren't we? So let mute RNG. Thread range, I think. Then we're going to do RNG dot probably gen range. Okay, so it's going to be gen range of, ooh, what should we be? Like negative, let's do something like negative, so we're going to be doubling this. So let's maybe like negative 20 to 20. Oh, right. It's inclusive 20. And then we'll multiply that by the scale. And we'll do the same thing here. Oh, that's going to be really weird to see. So I should do something like that. Okay, so you're happy. Oh, like this little tidbit from a project generator docs, copier doesn't replace the dry principle, but sometimes you simply can't be dry and you need a drying machine. Haha, that's funny. Oh, I forgot to add the scale to this side. Okay, so if I do that, and we want 8 of these, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these around. We have no errors. So now if I run this again, I guess while we're waiting, the entire dry thing, I have feelings about it. Me, Megatron, hello. How are you doing today? Mega Raid. Hello, Auto Attack. What are you working on today? How's your stream? And everybody else who's coming in with a raid, thank you for being part of the raid. Thank you for coming in. How are you all doing today? Bring out the cannons. We take no hostages, which is great. Excellent. Well, welcome on in. We will just incorporate you, I guess. We'll do our best to dodge. I am Sir Scream a Lot. Hello. How are you? Awesome. Shout out. I don't even thank you for who did that. I need to learn how to do the shout out. Stream was good. Today was the first day of building yourself a virtual broadcast studio inside of Unreal Engine, completely Tron themed, which sounds amazing. That's awesome. You can't dodge. We have auto aim. Okay, well then we'll just take it. That is an interesting. Okay, what? I created a fuzzy square. I created a fuzzy. What the? Okay. Well, that's certainly interesting. Also, I may cause my computer's fans to kick on any second now. Yeah, that's probably pretty bad. It is a thing. It is a thing. That's the thing. What we're working on today, we're working on Rust. Well, we're using Rust to build a Asteroids clone in Bevy, which is a game engine. It doesn't have a GUI, sort of like Unreal or Unity does. So we're just sort of like building a lot of the things by ourselves on our own. But it is a full game engine. So there is that going for it. Oh, you're gonna talk about this and got sidetracked? Oh, Vivex, you're gonna mention that I was probably gonna run into this. Well, creating a fuzzy square is actually kind of interesting. I don't know how to properly respond to the attack. I feel like I need a game to play again when we get raided. We used to have one a long time ago, and I don't have it anymore. There was the Get the Streamer game. That was also written in Rust and GG Easy. But I think it's all dead. Okay. Unreal Engine is nice. So I feel the same thing, right? Like when I try to use graphical game engines, I've never tried Unreal. I've opened up Unity before. I just got overwhelmed by the graphicalness of it, which is like a side effect of me just being I program in text. And so like the graphical is like, oh, we're dragging these things over there. We have these things that associate with scripts. I'm like, I am scared at this. It's trying to help and I don't know what to do about it. You're an artist first and a programmer second, so Unreal Engine is cool to you. It looks really cool. It looks a lot of fun. I want to learn it. It's on my list to do. I'll probably be learning Godot instead of Unreal, mostly because it's open source and free. and always will be free. So that's really nice. I do enjoy the image, like the visual of like you all attacking us, and I'm just sort of chatting with the crew that we have here at Brooks Builds, and I'm just ignoring the attack going on all around me. And I assume that either I'm being the auto attacks have like an off by one error, or I'm just somehow dodging out of the way. It's so somehow worse that I've taken your arm without trying, but I don't know about that. Okay, we need to figure out what this is because I tried to create an asteroid, and I created a fuzzy box instead, which is fun. So, Vivex, you were mentioning that this is something that I did. Am I creating this every single frame? I am, aren't I? Oh, I'm creating this every single frame. So yeah, spawn asteroids. I want to spawn. Okay, yeah, I'm spawning an infinite number of asteroids. That works surprisingly well for leaving that up for that long. Okay. Just change from update to startup. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's a good idea. Okay, so here, where was that again? We have app new, add plugins, default plugins, shape plugins. I thought that was right. I do have a shape plugin. I do the shape plugin there. Oh, I'm adding spawn asteroids in add systems. That's the reason why. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Spawn asteroids. I need a query for the asteroids that we've given. Oh yeah, so for everybody who's coming in on here, we're using Bevy uses something called an ECS system. I'm not familiar with Unreal. Do they use ECS? Does it use ECS? I know that Unity uses ECS, but it's sort of like behind the scenes, and most people don't. You don't really need to know it in order to sort of like do it. We do kind of need to know it here. And so if I want, when I create an entity, I need a marker to be able to get it back. So we're going to do an asteroid. So pub struct asteroid, which is just a marker. Add you in like that. You have no idea. It doesn't sound familiar, but that also might be because you haven't personally used an ECS. Yeah, so entity component system. So I guess you said you're not a developer by like your history, your background is more art type stuff. But you Unreal is C++, right? So you know how you do a lot of like classes? Auto attack, you died? No. We'll resurrect you. Okay, you use the UE5's Blueprints framework, not the base C++ code. But does it still have like classes that you're creating and like creating a bunch of like properties on a class and things like that? Okay. So think of this as I'm creating a new class, but only allowing one property on that class. So as you can see here, I just have a class. Just ignore the struct part. Like imagine that they're the same, which is Rust people would be upset at me for that. But for the purposes of this explanation, it's going to be the same, right? So like I have rotation and I just put a single property in there and that's all it really is. And then I just put a bunch of these together and then we call that a component. And then a bunch of yada, a bunch of stuff happens and that's ECS. So I'm creating the equivalent of a class with nothing in it as a marker. And that's going to go in here. So when I spawn this asteroid, it has a shape, it has an outline, and it also has an asteroid marker. Like that. And so I can now query. So I can do, I want asteroids, which is going to be a query for asteroid. And that's all I care about. So I just want all the asteroids that I've created. And at the very beginning here, so I want to do if asteroids iter, okay, so count, if that's greater than 0, then we're just going to do an early return and quit out. So that way we're only going to create a single asteroid and then leave that in there. So this will fix the problem. And whoa, okay. That is a interesting asteroid. That's like a yeah. I like your description of this annotator. Is the appropriate name for this. I feel like we could just frame this and put this as art on, like, this is like, what is that kind of art? Like postmodern or weird, like the weird non-realistic art. I don't think it's incorrect index order. I think Vivax is correct, and I should probably just do circle math as opposed to just make shit up and hope that that works. Because the make shit up worked decently well for a lot of things, but not for drawing. The make shit up club is where it's at. Yeah. Oh, you know what? If I want to continue with the make shit up, I don't go by -20 to 20. That's another problem with my math. I just go 0, right? Or I get like, so -20. So if I want, search for -20.0, and I want to change this to be maybe like 5.0. This would probably actually look a little bit better. Oh, ad break started. Sorry about that. Didn't even notice that was starting. You aren't centered anymore. Okay, fine. It needs to start. Oh, because it starts at yeah, I think Vivex's suggestion is the appropriate thing to do. It looks like the CS Code logo. I can see that a little bit. I was gonna say, like, it looks sort of like an anarchy A, with, like, you know, that really long sort of brush strokey left line through the middle of the A, which I don't know what that symbol is called. But I mean, it looks cool. It doesn't look like an asteroid though. What is, okay, I need to learn how to do circle stuff. Or rather, I need to relearn, because every couple of years, whenever I do this, we have to relearn circles and math. So it's something about pi, right? So if I want to create a bunch of vectors like this, and I want, like, let's say, yeah, just throw sine and cosine it until it works. Is that how you did it? Like, okay, for the x. So, well, I guess what I could do is I could start, let's see, for the x. So let's say I want to do the top one first. So the top one is going to be just 0 of x, right? So if this is just always 0. And then the y is something else, which I will multiply by scale. But okay. All right, so Vivx, you're suggesting vec2 from angle. Oh, wait, that looks a lot easier. Okay, so I keep on forgetting that we have access to things that like make things nice. So from angle, and then creates a 2D vector containing angle, cosine, angle, sine, which is what you have annotator. This can be used in conjunction with the rotate method. Okay. So from angle pi rotate will create the vector -1, 0. Wait, but what's the angle? Is angle a like degrees, like 360 degrees, or 0 to 1? It doesn't say. Angles and I keep on forgetting radians. Is radian 0 to 1? I mean, I could guess if I knew my math, but I don't. So actually, I don't really guess it. Okay, so 2 pi equals 360 degrees, but radians. I guess like I'm still confused. I always get confused by radians, like the word radians. Like that confuses me. Like I know it there, and I like, oh, let me just convert this to radians by using the 2 radians function, and then I don't know what it just does stuff, and I just sort of like, okay, it works, and then I just don't think about it anymore. So yeah, 2 pi equals 360 degrees. Okay. What does that mean in radians though? Should I do 2 pi or something? Because we can't only have one way to do something. Yeah, and I think when I have multiple ways to do something, that's when I get really confused really fast. So if I want straight up, right? That's 0, right? So it's from angle 0, and radians go around the radius. So 1 radian is 360 degrees. Okay, so it's a number between 0 and 1. So if I want 1, no? Okay. Not that. I mean, if that was true, 1 radian is 57.29578 degrees. Vivian Villor, hello. And Yanis, hello. Okay, so 1 radian is 58 degrees. And pi radians is 108 degrees. 2 pi is 360. Okay, so this has not helped me understand it more, because now I just got confused reading everybody's take. Or maybe I was already confused and therefore I didn't get any less confused. I don't know. Something around there, all that stuff. Math is not my strong suit. So I usually get by with just like theories, and I just ignore numbers and do that as best as I can. Just open up Google and see an image. Sure, we can open up Google. We can do a search for radians. So radians, circle math. Here, math is fun. You go away. Okay, so radians, the angle made when the radius is wrapped around the circle. So 1 radian, we have the radius, and then the length is equal to the radius. Okay, why 57.2958 degrees? The radian is a pure measure based on the radius of the circle. Okay. Yeah, so it's basically this length along the edge of the circle. Okay, so that's good. Let's see why 1 radian is equal to 57.2958 degrees. Because pi radians equals 180. Wait, no. That doesn't okay. That, to me, that did not answer the why. I guess it's like, yeah, it's basically pi divided by 4, which that would make a lot more sense if we just define that as a radian is pi divided by 4. Like, we just named pi divided by 4 as a new variable name. Okay, so pi radians is 180 degrees. So 1 radian is 180 degrees divided by pi, which equals to that. Okay. That makes more sense. I kind of wish that they started with this one instead of doing this, because that confused me more. But I do like the because math as a definition of all of these things. So I guess the question is, should I just go around? What you do is for I n 0 to n, angle I times what's tau? Oh, we've used tau before. I forget what that was though. Tau is 2 pi. Okay, yeah. So they as in, you know, those math people have given names to basically just pi multiplied and divided by different things. Is that what it really is? Is it that we just have a lot of names that are not related to each other? Like, I don't know what they there's something like where you have like a root language or some like study of language where it's like the words all are related to each other, like in visual, like in a spelling, or at least how they're pronounced or something like that. Basically, math is one big toxic family. Okay, that's what we're learning here today. Is math hates us. No, not math doesn't hate us. Really old, long dead mathematicians hate us. Or maybe they hated each other, and so therefore they refused to work with each other to name things, and so they just all named random stuff, and then it just became entomology. Okay, so that's the study of like root names and all that stuff. That's cool. That sounds familiar. I've heard that before. Most math papers use pi. Okay, so the study of roots on language and source. Nice. Okay, so the suggestion is that we loop around. So so for I in, okay, so we figure out how many edges we want, right? So that's what we want to do. We figure out how many edges we want. So let's do something like now I need to push this in. So I'm going to need to push. Okay, so we're going to have like points. It's like let our points equals a new vector. You're going to need to be mutable. They're going to do 4. Do we even care about which one? I probably do care about which one this is, right? We care about I in this case. Oh yeah, because angle equals I times F32 constants. I'm literally pinning the message so I can see that easier in my own chat. Sorry. Even though it's probably going to look weird for everything else. Oh, unpin after 20 minutes. That's fine. Cool. So now we can do 4. I mean, I don't know what the I really means. So we're going to just do 4I in, and we're going to do a range. So starting from 0 through n being the number of these points that we want. So let's do 5 points, let's say. Let's see. Most game frameworks rely on Tau because it's much better, but math degrees are expensive and got to justify pay some way. Just like the legal field makes your own language and you're guaranteed employment, but hardcore mathematicians use pi. Okay, interesting. I will. Don't worry about it. I'm not copying and pasting like directly for it. I figured that what you gave me is the what is it called, the rough, sort of like the rough was it like the mock language? Oh, I forget what that's called. Who'd have thought one line code is hard to write in Twitch? Pseudocode, that's what it is. My brain apparently is not working right now. But so it goes after 4 hours of streaming, I guess, of game dev. Okay, so if we create our angle, that's going to be this I, whatever it is. So we're going to start with like 0 and then 1 and whatever. And then we're going to multiply that by, okay, so that's where it's going to be F32. Wait, why can't I see consts? Huh. You're not, okay. Ambiguous associated type. What? Okay, hold on. Before I do anything else, I'm going to delete all these. Okay, so what are you really upset? Okay, you're looking for the module in standard. Oh, standard. F32 const tau. That's what it is. Okay. You're upset. Cannot multiply integer by F32. So this needs to be, I think this is a pretty safe to do an as I32. Yeah. It's not safe to do as an I32. That's silly. Okay. Convert I into an F32 and then multiply it by tau. And then I create the point so that our point, which I'm going to mutate this. So we're going to do point as the point equals a vec2 from angle, and at the angle. And then I want to multiply this by the scale. So point is equals to the scale. And then we're going to put the points, so points push point. Okay, and then I should have the points here. And so now I want my points are going to be all those. Okay. Divide by 5. Where am I dividing by 5? What do I need to divide by 5 for? This is creating 5 points around it, right? Oh, but this doesn't give me any length, does it? I need to, okay, so I multiply by scale, and then I need to multiply by, I need to multiply by something more, right? Oh, tau divided by 5. Oh, tau divided by I? It's not by 5, it's by the number of ones that I'm doing, right? So it's I. So we have I as, okay. No? Wait, yes. Okay. It won't work. It starts at 0. So it's divided by I minus 1. But no, oh, you're right. Okay, come on. We live in 2024. Are we saying that we haven't invented a machine that can handle division by 0? Come on. So it is divide by 5. So it's a hard, it's always, okay, so it's always whatever this number is. Interesting. Okay. So I might want to have like the equivalent of like the number of points. Like let points in okay, because we want to split it up into 5 points, which is what we have there. Okay, so this is point count. So if we do 5, so we want a point count here. What did I do? Where did I go? I hit some key and I went like up a page or something. Okay, so point count and then divide this by point count. So that way, if I ever do change this, I won't screw up my math. Expected an integer. Oh, integer. As I32. Yeah, you love hitting random shortcuts and ending up at random locations. Yeah, it's a thing, right? Uncle Scientist, hello. How are you doing today? Oh, we could also turn into a U32. That would work too. But I32 is fine. It doesn't really matter, right? Okay, so we have you. You're happy. You're happy. I want to, after I create, okay, so I then want to multiply out by RNG, right? So I also do point times equals RNG gen range. And I want this to be a range between maybe like 1.0 through 10.0. And then we scale it that way. Got to use all those 32 bits for a 0 to 5 range of numbers? Of course, yeah. I mean, if you would like. We really need, like, what if one day we decide we have an asteroid with several, is it trillion? Several like trillions of edges. This, we need to use all this memory up. Point count as standard number non-zero U32. I mean, that would be good too. Okay, yeah, so it's 3.4 times 10 to the 38th. Yeah, that's what we could do. We can have that many edges. I mean, it would probably look like a circle. Okay, so it's a bit more than a few millions. Okay, fine. Only a few. Only if we want millions and millions and millions of points. But yeah, I could do an I8. I can do an I8 or a U8. Any of these would be fine. Okay, so We do this. This is fine. Okay, so what's the chance it's going to work? Let's try it. Let's find out. Hey, okay. That's not a bad looking asteroid. It's a it is half your code, so very high, which is good. Hey, it worked. Okay, so it's a little bit small. So our gen range probably want to have something like a minimum of, I mean, that's actually good for small, but let's do minimum of 10 and go through 100. I mean, that might not even be, the 100s probably might be too much. Okay. So there we have a 5-point asteroid. I see 5 lights. I mean, 5 sides. No, you don't. There are 4 sides. I'm sorry, Vivex. I don't know what you're talking about. There are 4 sides. I'm also wondering how many of you get the reference that Uncle Scientist made. 3 sides and a curve then. I'm worried that I've confused everybody but Uncle Scientist. But also that's fine. Okay, so we want more sides. No one else watches TNG, yeah. If you've never watched Star Trek: The Next Generation, there is an episode which I don't remember the name of, but it is worth watching. And that is a reference to that. Any like major Star Trek geek would probably like would have like a remembering like that entire episode as soon as they hear about the lights. Okay, let's run this with 9 sides. Okay. Not bad. I feel like even more. Like how many sides should we do? Maybe also a little bit less. Okay, so I want a couple things. I'm feeling like I can do more sides. So like let's try like 25 sides. And then let's also have a bit less of a range. So let's do some like maybe I want 75 to 120. Just making up, continuing to make up numbers as us game devs do. Okay, this feels like a pretty good asteroid. It's a bit big. So it's a bit big, but it's pretty good. I like this. So if I wanted, let's see, 75 to, let's try something like 50 to 75. Okay, that's pretty good as a large. Am I, okay, is this a large that I'm actually creating? Okay, so when I'm scaling this, I'm creating this as a, oh, I'm creating this as a large because it's 2.0. That feels perfect because if I want to create a second one, so let's let's do normal and small. So you'll be 1 point and you'll be 0.5. Okay, so we have all three of those. I command spawn you. Okay, so command spawn you, and then everything's going to be the same except instead of shape, we're going to do shape, normal, and small. Perfect names, right? Normal. And small, and then they'll just sort of like be inside of each other, which for right now is perfectly fine. I mean, it kind of looks like art where you're looking into a tunnel, like a this actually could be part of like a tear in space time. It looks pretty good. All right, so what do I want to do with this? I want to create a whole bunch of these. When we sort of like start the level or we figure something out, we want to spawn a bunch of asteroids. Oh, and the break just started. And we want to give them random positions as well throughout the world, as it were. Which means that we need to get the size of the world, and we can do that. So now this spawns asteroids, and so I want to do, okay, so we have a spawn, create asteroid shape. So I really want to just do create asteroid to create like a single asteroid that then returns whatever that thing is. So I can have how do I want to do this one? Create asteroid shape. This is okay. So this is spawning all of them, right? So I want to create. See, spawn asteroids. If we have no asteroids, I want let asteroids count equals how many should we make? Let's make 5 asteroids. So then we do 4. I don't really care, right? So in asteroids count, or it's 0 to asteroids count, I want the shape goes in here. Don't need that other shape. We then want to spawn an asteroid there. Don't need you other commands because you're in the loop now. Okay, I need a position to throw into the command spawn. So let our position equals a position, which is a component position. And then we have a vec3. So vec3 x. Okay, so I probably want, oh, this needs to be random too. Huh, this needs to be random as well. So, oh, ads are done. I need to figure out what the size of the world is, which we did previously. What was that? That was in the the wrap system. So in the shared systems, wrap around entities. Okay, so I get the camera, and then that lets me get the world size. Okay, so if I get the camera like this, oh, that's it's not gonna work. Okay, so I get the camera. And then I want the world size off of the camera. Except again, I want to run, okay, this one first, right? If we're creating asteroids, then we get we extract out the camera from the query. We figured out the world size because in our world, the camera size is the world size. We figure out how many asteroids we're going to create. We loop through this and then position. Okay, so I want to create a random position. So this, we need thread RNG. Now, might as well only create these once because that's pretty expensive for us to create, but pretty cheap for us to use every single time. So we could do gen range, and I want between the beginning and the end. Obviously, if I spawn over our player and kill the player right away, that's kind of a, somebody's probably going to call bullshit on that and say like a game shouldn't have it where you just immediately spawn in dead. But whatever, my game is just hardcore like that. And it's a skill issue if you die on frame 1. Right? Like I think that's a valid game choice, right? Okay, so yeah, exactly. See, Vivax, you agree. Like if I get somebody to agree with me for like some reason anywhere, I think that's valid. Okay, so gen range, pro gamers know to be hitting fire on frame 0. Exactly. Or something better? No. There's no better possible way to do this. It's just impossible. Nobody has ever considered this. All right, so world size. And I have half size. So I want world size. Actually, I want negative. I want negative world size dot x through world size dot x. And then for the y, we're going to do RNG gen range negative world negative world size dot y through world size dot y and then z 0. I mean, okay. Not asteroids is empty. Yeah, I mean, I could also test to see if I'm in the position of the ship. That it actually wouldn't be that hard for me to do, especially since we're going to treat the asteroids as circles, even though they're not circles, they're polygons. And they're kind of circles, but nobody is going to notice that unless I tell them. But you guys are not going to remember what I just said, right? Okay, so I get the position here, so I want to add in the position as well. Okay, so our asteroids are sort of like taking shape now. So an asteroid is made up of a component, a shape component, the stroke component, the asteroid marker component, and a position. So if I just do that, I believe, no, wait, will this work? If I just have the position, will this draw it out? I don't remember if we have the shared thing that draws a, yeah, this might just work and it might not. I don't remember anymore. If I have a component that sort of just handles that. What are you upset about? Spawn asteroids. Cannot find. Oh. Did I change the name? Spawn asteroids. Oh, because of that. I haven't gotten that far yet. Main camera. So bring in components main camera. You're happy. Okay. All right. Randomly all over the place. That's great. So I do have a system that like sort of all I'd have to do is give it a position and make sure it has a drawable thing, and it just sort of translates it over into the correct position, which is nice. I love once you get the ECS system, it was really nice to sort of like forget half the systems you've created, and then you just do something and it just works because you've already created all the stuff you want to use it for. It's great. Okay, so next up, we want to give it a velocity. Let's see, count greater than 0 will have to consume the entire iterator before coming to its conclusion. Oh, is there a better way to do that? Shandu, hello. What will be the difference between using something like a Bevy versus Unreal Engine Unity Godot? I think like the biggest difference you're going to see right away is the editor. Just exactly what Vivek said. There is a graphical editor that you get with Unity, Unreal, and Godot. And that editor, well, okay, I've never used this, so everybody else who has, tell me if I'm wrong with this, but it drastically changes the feeling of programming from instead of like doing all this coding that you see me here to more like, okay, I need to do this thing. Let me write a short little script, and then the rest of it is wiring it all up in the GUI. That's what I understand, right? You have tried all three of those and you hated having to jump into a GUI all the time. We haven't tried it yet, so it's going to be on our list of things to try out eventually. Okay, so I do that. I want them to move around. So we are going to also create a random velocity. So a velocity, it's going to be a vec3. Okay, so for our x, that's going to be RNG gen range. And then I want this to be going anywhere between like negative, let's say 5.0 through 5.0. I don't know if that's a good velocity for these yet. We're going to find out. We'll do the same thing for y, and then the z can be 0 dot because we're not using that. And then add in a velocity. And I think, again, that's all I need to add in, and then you're happy. So now I think we should have, yep, they are now moving. They are very, very slow. And because the system, they now switch locations. Like they'll jump from like one side to the other. I feel like we don't have any kind of risk to us right now. It needs to be dangerous. So what we really need to have is some kind of let asteroid speed, and that needs to be something like, let's see, negative 5 to 5 is no good. That's something I could do. I could do a random angle, or yeah, from angle we can do a random angle. We now know that 2 pi is 180 degrees, so 4 pi is 360, right? So I can do 4 pi for anywhere around, and then I can multiply that by a speed. So let's say our speed is 15. 3 times what we had here. Instead of velocity from this, I'm going to do new generate. Okay, so I need an angle. So let random So vec3, can I do a from angle here? Oh, there's no from angle here. Oh, I thought it was 4 pi was 3 to 60. I thought 2 pi was 180. Is 1 pi 180? I guess 1 pi is 180, isn't it? Okay. What we call people who code databases, servers, backend stuff, tools, etc. I mean, developers, right? Like, I'm a fan of just being really simple with titles for people. And so, like, if somebody's like doing all that stuff, that's just developers. Like, if they're hyper specific with one specific thing, I would probably give them more of like, okay, a title for that thing. So like if you only do databases, okay, you're a database dev or you're a database admin or something like that. But if you're building tools across many different things, you're either a developer, you could also take on full stack developer if you also include front ends and back ends, which by the way, that doesn't have to be web. I think a lot of people think of it as web, but I mean, if you think about it, the game that you're seeing, like, this is a front end. It just doesn't have to be a web page. Okay, so there's no from angle from this. Now, can I do a vec2 and then convert that into a vec3? So I can do an angle? Hold on, let me try that. So if I do velocity direction equals, so I'm going to do a vec2 from angle. We're going to have an angle. Oh, I could also rotate it too, couldn't I? But all right, either way, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to do from angle, and our angle is going to be a RNG. I guess we'll just do a gen range between 0 and pi, right? Okay, so we extend. Okay, so standard F32. Wait, was it in here? Digits, epsilon, max. So there's some constants in here. Oh, but not enough of them. So then more constants. Tau. Oh, the full circle constant. Okay. So tau. So, okay. So from nothing to tau. And then I want to extend. Creates a 3D vector from self and the given z value. Okay, excellent. So extend to there. Oh, and whatever the z is, so 0. Great. And then I want to multiply that by the speed. So time. Will that work the way I want it to? So times asteroid speed. Yeah, it does. So vec3. And then so this can actually just be velocity again. Okay, so what did I do? Oh, velocity is just a vec3, and then I really need this to be a velocity, something like that. That will be a much better. Let's see. You're dressed soft gaming. Hello. How are you doing today? You missed it, but you were in the raid. Yeah, it was fun. Anyways, we are currently working on building an Asteroids game in Rust and Bevy. And we've got some asteroids showing up, and we're trying to make the asteroids dangerous and like move around a little bit faster and in random directions. So I think we got that now. Rust scares you? It's Rust. I think Rust is one of those things where it can feel scary, but like I think that's one of those things where like with a proper community of like, of other people that are like sort of learning together and helping each other out, I don't think it's that bad. Okay, so that's pretty good. I kind of feel like you can be really fast. You can be faster, but if I remember correctly, in the original game, they're not that fast. I guess they get faster as they. Oh, they probably like we probably like double their speed. That's probably something to keep in mind. Is we can like double their speeds. It's like if I was playing, it was like, oh no, asteroids coming to get me. Let me just literally get out of the way. And it's pretty easy. Oh, I think the negative here is that I would have been killed there. Probably need to like actually pay attention to the when they're gonna pop in. But okay, so I think this is pretty good for the initial asteroids. We don't want any of the asteroids to be colliding with the ship. So let's see. Is there a collision? Okay, so is there collision detection that Bevy gives me? Or am I gonna have to do this? My initial go-to is just to create this by hand and do my own collision detection, but I'm used to that from GGEZ. Bevy seems to have like a lot of things that would be nice for us. You've attempted both. Progress looks good. Yeah, this is starting to look right. Like I could shoot towards them, although the bullets there's no collision detection, so nothing happens there. Now, if we take a look at the cheat book, see this is the cargo book. This is the cheat book. Okay, so I want collision. How do you spell collision? I don't see any. Okay, detection. Ooh, I don't think there's collision detection. You think Bevy has sphere collision detection you can use, but it won't be perfect. Well, I mean, I'm okay with not being perfect. I was probably just going to use sphere detection. And sphere detection is super easy to do manually anyways because you just get the radius. And so I'll probably just use sphere detection both for the ship and for the asteroids, and it'll be fine. I can also do triangle versus triangle. I don't know how to do that, but we can figure out. Okay, you hand rolled line sphere collision. Wait, use this to search their latest docs? Well, this is the cheat sheet, but yeah, I have also the docs in here. So, uh, oh, okay. They have AABB. So I always forget what each letter stands for, but if I remember correctly, AABB is simple rectangle collision. So axis aligned bounding box. That's what it is. Rectangle, basically like you have two rectangles. Are they overlying? Are they overlapping with each other? Can I find out how new they are? This doesn't tell me when they got added, right? Okay. This example is weird to me. Okay, so if I do a cast 2D, oh, it does like ray type stuff. If you change the version in the top left to your current Bevy version, you can see what they have. I think the collision mode was moved across namespaces from 012 to 013. Yeah, this does feel like ray casting, but like it's two AAB. So I have to create one of these. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so if I switch this to like collision at nope, gone. So they definitely added this in 13. An interesting thing you can just do is just ray case yourself and check if you collide with an asteroid entity. Wait, so okay, so I am only used to really simple AABB like by myself. What's a ray like ray casting? I understand what that is. Like the sending out like just a sort of like a single thing and just but I don't really know what that means beyond like what I've heard of for like visual stuff. The bounding box would have to be different based on object rotation or yeah. I would probably just do a guesstimate because I'm not going to worry about that. Brazil, hello. Am I reading Twitch chat? Oh, sorry, YouTube chat. I have it open and then every once in a while I look down towards it, but because there's a lot less action on it, I tend to see it a little bit less often. So sorry about that. But also hello hello Brazil. How are you doing today? But yeah, so Ray, I think what I'm gonna do is just get it close enough, but not really worry about perfect. Especially like that's something I understand listening to people talk about the more graphical editors, something like Unity or Unreal or Godot, you can create better maps for collision by just sort of click, 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 and then it's like sort of fine. With this, I don't know how to do that, um, especially easily. But this might be better. Like if I create an ABB cast 2D, maybe I can store that as a component. I mean, is that the idea that I want to do? I create this. Oh, you're right. Also, since it's already a guesstimate, the circle's probably actually going to be more accurate. It would just be a square otherwise. What are you? So you're Bevy Math bounding circle cast. Okay, so it's going to be the same thing though. It uses the same ray thing. Yeah, in Unity, it'd be made up of the shapes that make up the object. Nice. Okay, so uh, intersects volume method intersects. Okay, intersects volume method intersects. So that's a different thing altogether. Hold on. So intersects this one, right? Bounding, yeah. Check if a volume intersects with this intersection test. And it's all of these things. So I want a bounding circle. And then store that, I guess, in a... I guess I need to store the circle in a component. Yeah, because, okay, that has the radius. Okay, so if I have... So I need the bounding circle stored in a component, and then I add that in. That's pretty much what it is, right? Okay, so for the asteroid system, oh, we've used Rapier before. That was pretty cool. Yeah. That'd be something nice to look into Rapier for Bevy as well. But it's really good. Are the asteroids drawn by code or like from a pre-drawn image? From code. So, although I'll wait until I'll wait until the ads are done before I answer. I know. Okay, so if I want the bounding box of whatever bounding circle is, so I need a component. Oh, probably don't want to call this bounding that. It's more like a collision circle, or maybe a collision detection or something. And then you are a bounding circle. All right, welcome back. So, you're Russ. Yes. So, Vivex is right. I am using code to create the outlines or the shape, basically a polygon shape, and then I don't have any fill. I just have an outline for it. So that's how we create the asteroids. I don't believe you ever shared the game jam, Vivex. I don't remember. But also feel free to share that in Discord too. Is there a way to create the bounding box using the same code? Good question. Is there a bounding box that is not a that is like more of a polygon? Would it be this? No. I don't think this is it. I don't think see anything like that makes it easy. Bounding volume? I don't see that. You know, something else though, just like the shapes, is there going to be like a Bevy collision? Okay, so it's a Bevy plugin to easily detect AABB collisions. There's this one. You think most people use the end collision stuff or rapier? You just use rapier with non-physics objects personally? Rapier's so big though. I was hoping to keep it like relatively small. There's so much code in there. I just started like I think around like this part, my eyes started going fuzzy and everything just started swimming, and I couldn't read any more of it. So that's fun. The asteroids are polygons. Yeah, so we can take a look at them here. This is what they look like. So they're slightly different each time. That's a terrible usage example. Way, way, way too much code. Yeah, I agree with that. And that's the reason why I'm thinking that a circle, like a sphere or a circle 2D, or probably not a sphere because it's not 3D, would be better in this case. It's going to make it a little bit easier to, well, it's going to make it a lot easier, and it's going to be one of those things where, okay, if I make the circle like slightly smaller than it, you're probably not going to notice if you like get killed like right at the edge. And if you do, I just tell you it's a skill issue and it's your fault. I think that's appropriate, right? Yeah, but we didn't see anything that deals with geometries, and so I don't want to have to calculate it myself. Um and I didn't see anything. Well, I guess like Rapier would do it, but Rapier is such a big heavy library. Although part of my resistance could also be that I'm really tired now, because we've been streaming for 4.5 hours. And so it's possible that maybe what I need to do is just wait until Wednesday, when we're back on this again, and fix it. Oh, distract myself by playing your game? Yes, I will. I saw you post it. So now wrong mouse. I want, where is my chat? That wasn't chat. This is chat. Vivax. We killed your site. I know. Is that Itch? We killed Itch? Yep. All 32 of us. Oh yeah, that is Itch. That's so weird. Okay, now it's back again. Hold on, let me see if I can. I have to also switch into. Hold on. Are you actually switching the right keyboard thing? I have no. Oh, I need to. Okay, hold on. Open my keyboard settings, and I need to add in a normal keyboard. Wait. How do I add in another one? It's been so long that I've forgotten how to add multiple keyboard sources. Okay, import, keyboard shortcuts. Okay, text input. There's one. Why can't I add another? Oh, there it is. Okay. I am definitely tired. I'm missing all the fun things. Okay, where's QWERTY? Oh, is QWERTY just normal ABC? QWERTY is normal just ABC. Okay. So there's that, and then now I should be able to, there it goes, switch back and forth between the two. So now we can run the game. All right, so what is it? Left click, red cannon, right click, blue cannon, and then, oh, there's just R for restart. So I didn't even need to do that. Oh, so you're literally just shooting to move around. That's great. Oh, I love it. I am also forgetting immediately which side is which. I'm almost, okay, there we go. This is good. It feels really good too. I like it. It is surprisingly harder, maybe not surprisingly. It's, oh, you need to get that momentum up. Oh, but like when it spins so much, like I have trouble seeing which side I'm on. And then I just slow myself down and screw myself up. But yeah, it's or just take the intended path. How do I know what the intended path is? Come on, there's no way to tell that this wasn't the intended path by just falling down because I don't know what I'm doing. Come on. And now that I'm down here, I'm screwed, right? Well, it's not like you gave me a button to restart the game, so. I mean, not when I keep on shooting myself back down. When I'm at the top. Oh, nope, that's the wrong direction. Yeah, and yeah, I killed my own momentum by accident. Because at a specific time, I want to do that. There we go. Okay. Nope. Now back to the start again. Got to control that RPM. Yeah, it's good. Oh, that's. There's something weird that feels about the timing. Oh, no. Okay. Nope. Okay. Well, back down here again. It feels like the Jump King genre of the game. It does feel like that. I feel like, I think the thing that I have trouble with is once it spins fast enough, which is probably like completely intended. Once it spins fast enough, it's really hard for me to tell which side I'm on. And so like I want to control and like reduce the speed of spinning, but that also reduces my speed too. But those jumps are like that'd be a speedrunner's dream here, is like, and it would look so cool if you learned how to like control it really well and speed run it. I almost sometimes I'm allowed to shoot more often than others. I haven't figured out the rule of like when that happens. But if I can shoot them like both pretty close to each other, I can do some interesting things. Yeah, sometimes it clips into the wall. That's fine. It's a game jam game. I doubt there is yet, but like who knows? I could see like games like this are great to watch. Like I love watching these type of games as speedruns because the speedrunners make it look so easy. Okay, nope. I keep on going backwards when I want to go forwards. And part of it is that I keep on confusing blue and red again, and with the left and right mouse button, which is not helpful, not good. Oh nope, that didn't spin me around like I thought it was going to. Oh, you were able to beat it, Vivex? Congratulations. Good job. This is pretty awesome. I love the fact that it was made with Bevy, too. I took a gamble to hope that the blue was on the right, but it was not. I feel that there's something where I can force that really high bounce if I like maybe shoot really close to the ground, into the ground. But I don't actually know if that's what I was doing. Or if like somehow caused that clipping to happen. Because then I can bounce really high. Like that. It's almost like I want to shoot up and then down right away. Oh, wait. Is the thing where as soon as Oh, I get it now. Okay, so I lose the bullet until I hit the ground again. That's the rule. Oh. Nope. Okay. There was something, I could swear I was doing like multiple. Yeah, I'm able to every once in a while fire twice in the air. I don't know what causes that though. But yeah, this is really cool. I like the movement. The movement is super smooth, which is great. I love smooth movement games. Oh, there's a bullet stuck in the wall. We're trying to get ourselves because then we can jump really high. Your company was almost called Smooth Mover Games. Oh, nice. That's I feel like most people don't actually care what the game company is named. They only care about the name of the game. Except if they get like really big. If you come up with like multiple hits in a row, then people chat about it and start talking. But having like a weird, interesting name, I think it's like a help as long as it's not really, really weird. I like this though. Yeah, this is super good. I like it a lot. Oh, I keep on clicking outside the box, then right click screws me up. Nope. Oh, okay. Whatever. Your game wants me to be down here. Yeah. You went simple. Cerberus Game Labs. Oh yeah, that sounds pretty good. Nope. Okay. Well, we're I apparently am not good at not being in here. This is my favorite place. This is where I live now. And I'm still mistaking left and right with red and blue. And I don't know how to like fix my brain for that. I bet if I have a left and right, okay, so I'm using a vertical mouse, and that's probably what's really hurting. Is it's instead of like left and right, it's up and down. Yeah, the game is adorable. I agree. This game is great. I mean, that shouldn't matter much. Left, right doesn't really mean much when it starts spinning. I mean, I guess that's the problem. Is like, it all becomes a blur when I'm spinning, and therefore it's like, okay, well now I'm just, then I panic and then I just start firing constantly for everything, and then it all goes away. Have like a mouse and a screen as a UI that's color coded. Well, I mean, you have your own mouse, right? I'm trying to imagine what that would be like. Nope, did not. Okay, whatever. We're back to here again. I would recommend use the movement from a different game. This is great. I keep on wanting to fire in midair after I fired a couple times, and I think that's like I fire way too often. And I can fire twice to climb, but like that's not as easy. It's like point in the direction that I want to go in. Yeah, I like it. This is great. I'm in that trap of like I just want to get out and get up. And so we're just gonna sit here and stare at me, not chat, and do that all day, which is not great. The main tech used were Bevy, Rapier, and LTDK. What's LDTK? I don't think I've heard of that one. I've used obviously Bevy now, and I've used Rapier with GGEZ before. Oh, it's a level editor. Nice. Okay, some sort of indicator on the screen, which button is which, so people don't panic tap. Yeah, I could see that. Although, like left click, they have the red and blue. So I think my dyslexia gets hit on it the most. I think that my guess is that most people wouldn't have the problems that I'm having after like 5 minutes. I think it takes me probably longer to get used to it. And then once I do get used to it, I'll be fine. That's my guess. But yeah, I like this a lot. This is great. I'm going to have to follow. I'll leave this up so I can follow you, and I'll put this into the stream, the description for the video too. Okay, so I think we're gonna go ahead and basically call it for a day. Let me go ahead and make sure that we have all our code committed and all that stuff, because I just don't have the energy right now to work on the collision detection. I think we're either gonna do the circles or we're gonna do Rapier. One of those two. So let's go ahead and. Oh, like what is going on with my keyboard? It's in QWERTY mode. Okay, so I don't have config. So let's go ahead and remove config, which means I need to go into library and fix that. Let's also fix all these warnings too. So bounding circle. Okay, I'm going to leave this here as a reminder that we're going to fix it. We're going to use that maybe, possibly. Unused imports, render. Okay, so let's remove all of the unused imports. Field 0 is never used. This will be public. Okay, that's going to be great. Oh, good. Okay, so you're good to go. I'm going to add you. Okay, so what have we done? We have, we're creating, okay, so we are limiting bullets and spawning large asteroids. All right, and I'll push that up. I have in the video description, I have a link to the code too. And that's it. Let's see. Vlakush, hello. How are you doing today? Found a Rustation in the wild. I know there's not too many of us, but we are here. We're in the tall grass, so you just have to walk around. We're a rare spawn, but we're there. We get there every once in a while. Okay, so let's see. Who I'm following, who's doing some game dev right now, Jessica Mack is doing some game dev. So let's go ahead and set up a raid for Jessica. She is doing I'm advertisements for the channel, but shaders, it looks like. So let me set up the raid. All right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will be back on Wednesday to continue with this. I usually start streaming around 8 o'clock a.m. in the morning Mountain Time, which is, what is that, 10 a.m. Eastern Time? And we go for about four and a half hours or so. Tomorrow, I am going to actually be at a conference, so I won't be available to stream. But with that being said and done, thank you again for hanging out. I hope that you all have a great rest of your Monday, and I will see you next time. Bye.